Nope. New film from writer-director Jordan Peele, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, Steven Yeun, Brandon Perea, and Keith David. Based on the previous Peele movies, in my mind he was sort of a 50-50 director. Get Out was great, Us was kind of disappointing. But regardless of the quality of his movies, they certainly felt fresh and original enough to make me always want to give him a chance with any new endeavors. And I'm happy to say that Nope was super fun to watch, probably the most entertaining out of all three. In terms of the story, not to spoil too much, because I think the trailers and the promotional materials did a really good job of establishing the tone, but not revealing too many details, so I'll try to do the same. The basic setup is that we follow siblings, OJ and Emerald, who are running the oldest black family-owned horse ranch in California. They work with horses used in Hollywood, in show business, and the business, unfortunately, has not been going great lately. And financial problems aren't the only ones, because one night it turns out that there is something mysterious and sinister going on in the valley. Something that OJ and Emerald think might actually be aliens. In terms of the tone and the genre, well, this is much more interesting, I think. It's kind of a horror, kind of an adventure film, kind of science fiction, kind of dark comedy, but really the best way to describe it is just plain and simple as a Jordan Peele film. He has a knack for executing original concepts in really interesting ways that blend elements of multiple genres, and this one is no exception. At times it is unsettling and scary, at times very funny, and at times just super pleasant to watch, mainly because of how likable the main characters are. And what's interesting with them is how different they are from one another. Palmer has this high energy, she's a little bit chaotic of a woman, whereas Kaluuya plays a strong silent type, careful with his words, very stoic and calm, and around people you could even say shy. And I do think it's a fantastic contrast to his previous work, especially in Judas and the Black Messiah, where he was this extremely charismatic person, and here it's almost a polar opposite. It really shows you how massive his range is and proves he's one of the more talented actors of his generation. What I also really enjoyed about the film was the production design and the cinematography done by Hoyte van Hoytema, who previously worked on, amongst other things, Interstellar, Dunkirk and Tenet. He really gets to showcase his skills here with the wide sweeping shots of the valley and many scenes featuring this guy, but also the sort of smaller, more intimate shots. He always finds a way to make them interesting, to focus on some object or element of the scene which isn't obvious at first glance, but it makes the shot stand out in some way. And I think as a result, this may be the best looking Peele film so far. It really deserves to be seen in theaters, especially because of the scale of the spectacle in the final act, which, by the way, the spectacle, it's also one of the major themes of the film, the modern day addiction to spectacles and thrills and excitement. I think in a way the film is also about the relationship between people and nature, specifically wild animals. The way some people want to just exploit them and treat them as machines and only use them for the spectacle, whilst others treat them with respect and want to know the rules that these animals abide by. From the storytelling point of view, I also really enjoyed the colossal amount of small details that are introduced in the first half, only to be paid off in big ways later on. Pretty much every scene matters, even if it seems inconsequential, and these payoffs feel absolutely fantastic. And I also like the references and callbacks and borrowed elements from other movies. There are direct homages to things like Signs and Akira, which was very unexpected, but I smiled very wildly when I recognized it. But in general, the film is built from many sort of pre-existing blocks of filmmaking, from elements that are known and familiar to everyone who knows anything about cinema. But somehow, from all those known ingredients, Peele manages to cook up something new, fresh, exciting, and unexpected. I loved this film.